can't believe they left out the best monster in the series. I know, right? Zenogre. That's just Zenogre and Nagakuga, who are in the game. Oh wait, that's not what you were talking about. No, neither of them would last even 2 seconds alone with my choice. Really? Yeah, they would eat him that quick. Ladies, gentlemen, and monsters of all ages, there is a serious problem in Monster Hunter Rise. For such a beautiful game with so many fantastic creatures, gorgeous locales, and fun hunting experiences, there is simply something missing from the game. Something that, if not addressed by the release of Sunbreak, may just tarnish the record of the entire series as a whole. Because this missing object is a monster, a very important monster. This missing monster is a staple of the Monster Hunter franchise, a creature that has been in every single game and never once has it found itself unwanted. In fact, in every scenario of its existence, it is absolutely beloved by monsters of all kinds at the very least, mostly as a food source. This creature is iconic for the series and definitely takes way less time to develop and create than something like a Rathalos even. So why is Aptonoth not in the game and Rathalos is? Oh right, did I forget to mention I was talking about Aptonoth? Look, it may not seem like a massive deal on the surface, but there are no Aptonoth at all in Monster Hunter Rise. They have been in every prior game in the series. They don't even give you any equipment, so it's not like they're trying to cut out some gear that's get repetitive. They're just walking meat sacks used for lore, and by God, do I love those walking meat sacks. There's something so intrinsically homey about the design of the Aptonoth. It isn't crazy out there, it isn't unique as all hell, but at the same time, if you walk out of the camp and the first thing you see is a small dinosaur, you know shit's about to go down. This isn't just some chickens running rampant, this is creatures that could absolutely body a human to the floor being super chill and just eating some grass because they're more terrified of the 30-foot long dragon around the corner. Aptonoth are the bros, they're basically on our side, in it with us. They aren't the small monsters that spend their entire quest timer badgering you. I'm looking at you, Bomb Badgie. They are passive unless you engage them first. On top of this, they are super helpless and very nutrient filled, which means ecologically speaking, they are one of the best small monsters to have in a game because you can label them as the food source for just the majority of things that live on the map. It's like the cow of the Monster Hunter world, even though they're also cow-based monsters, and arguably small monsters that sort of look more like cows too, but you know what I mean. They serve a similar role as cows do in our human society. Do we milk Aptonoth? That's not important right now. What's important is recognizing that Aptonoth are to Monster Hunter what Rathalos is to Monster Hunter. If Rathalos is the flagship monster of the series as a whole, then Aptonoth is the flagship small monster. It is iconic, more so than any other small monster, even the raptors, because they are really just a lead up to the large monster raptors, even the Bullfango, because everyone just sort of hates Bullfango and they're just bulls, so they're not the most unusual creature. Aptonoth are there. They are a neutral party that is a bit unlike most other hunting type games. If anything, it's rooting you on. Honestly, one of my favorite little mechanics that made Monster Hunter World feel as alive as it did was that little rotating Aptonoth camp in the ancient forest that would run back and forth from zone 1 to the beach depending on the danger location. Like, if you zoom out and think of it like they're just running back and forth between 2 points on the map, it sounds silly, but that interaction of a monster walks in the zone and a stampede of herbivores books it out of the zone is such an impactful showing of power for the creature that has entered the room. This monster is here and they mean business. The goddamn scaly cows are scared, and that means that you probably should be too. And so it really weirds me out that Aptonoth are not in Rise at all. But the thing is, Rise as a whole isn't over yet, as a Monster Hunter game isn't considered complete until it has its Master Rank expansion as well, which in this case will be Sunbreak a few months from now. And so I take this moment, really this entire video, this discussion, to beseech you, Capcom, please bring back Aptonoth in Sunbreak. They deserve it. We are getting at least one new map, we know that. All we need is one zone, one tiny area of that map with some Aptonoth, and their streak will stay alive. Don't end this for them. Let them have their home. Honestly, even then, you don't even have to actually have them in the game as small monsters that we can see and interact with. Just give us a cool lore interaction or quest text that tells us the storied tale of how the Chimeran Aptonoth eventually went extinct because the large monsters in the area were particularly more ravenous than in other locales or something like that. So while there was a ridiculous amount of Aptonoth here at one point, as there is everywhere in the world, I mean, they breed like rabbits.
A rabbit?
They were slowly taken out by the starving monster populace. Something like that would be a great story thread. Don't make it something that comes up in the cutscenes or the main story, but put a side quest or a dango quest or something related to it that just drops that bit of lore to make the whole area that Rise and Sunbreak take place in feel more unique. Sure, you can just not have Aptonoth in the game. You could do that, but that sort of sucks. It is way cooler to choose to not have Aptonoth in, but then actually give us the reason why in-game, in lore, in universe that it makes total sense based on things that we already know. Aptonoth are a major food source for many monsters. Monsters in the Chimera area have gone on a rampage now more than once, 50 years apart. What is the first thing that you can imagine a rampaging monster doing? Well, for me, it's overeating. That thing that it normally treats as a food source that it eats occasionally, well, now with a bloodlust, what is the first thing that monster would want to kill a lot of? The thing that it is most used to killing. And so it would make total sense to stick in somewhere that the Aptonoth of this area are just extinct. They were here and now they aren't, and it's the fault of this or that other thing, and it would be great to have that interaction. Don't get me wrong, my goal here, what I am lobbying for, is Aptonoth actually being in Sunbreak. They are lovely creatures that don't deserve to be snubbed from the roster when so many other small monsters are present. However, if they aren't included, there are two ways to deal with it. Make no mention of it at all, which I think would just sort of suck, or do what I've just laid out and make it a very tiny little side lore drop or something. Mention the creatures that we are asking questions about. It takes way less effort to do that than both creating and finding a place to put the small monster on the map, but still acknowledges the importance of such an iconic creature in the series, the Aptonoth. Yeah, okay, maybe I'm being a bit ridiculous here. It is an Aptonoth, but the whole time that I've played, the lack of Aptonoth has been in the back of my head all of my Rise playtime. It's not something that I have been yelling from the rooftops about every single day, but it is there, nagging at me. Where are the Aptonoth? This zone feels perfect for Aptonoth. This monster would love to eat Aptonoth. Where are the Aptonoth? It may seem like such a tiny thing, but in the end, it is the tiny things that make or break a Monster Hunter game. They are always going to make the game fun, even if it is different, but it is all of the little hidden nuggets of passionate design that slide through the cracks and make the game shine. All of the personality in the games. And I don't know, Aptonoth being a constant within the ecology and the food chain is something that makes my brain happy to see an effect in every Monster Hunter game so far, except for Rise, where it isn't. In Sunbreak, at the very least, I would like to know where the Aptonoth are, if not see them for myself. Alright everyone, I've been Cotton Dinosaur, and this has been why we need the Aptonoth to be a part of Sunbreak, the poor beasties. Do you agree with me that there should at least be some sort of reference to these creatures in Sunbreak, or do you think that I'm crazy? Who cares? Like if you liked the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more, and most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, stay sweet.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.